Hey Leo, Mariah here. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing really, really well. So of course we're going to get into your general messages, and whatever comes out, I'm gonna let it flow. Before we get into that though, I wanna give a really big shout out to a beautiful subscriber I had a chance to meet on Friday. She was in town visiting from Florida and ran into her at the same location that I was at, and she was so sweet, so wonderful, super awesome. So if you're watching this, it was such a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you are enjoying your stay here in Texas. But let's go ahead and get into your reading, Leo. One last thing, this will be a little bit different, so I'm actually gonna get off camera so that way I can show you the cards. So let's get started. All right, Leo, so let's see what's happening or what's going on. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, can you tell me what is going on for my Leos as of this time? What is it that they are needing to know, or what is occurring? May I have one last card? I'm hearing the word eggshell, Four of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Leo, when you got something on your heart and your mind, you don't really hold back. Whether you say what you're feeling overtly or you do it in a covert way, you just gotta keep it real. You gotta say how you're feeling, especially if it's something that you're passionate about or something that you really are fired up about. You just can't hold back your words. And it feels like, I don't know if this is you or somebody around you that you're dealing with, you will know your situation, but it feels like somebody is having to walk on eggshells. I don't know if somebody feels like they have to walk on eggshells around you, just because it's the phrase, it's not what you say, but how you say it. And I think sometimes you can get so passionate in your conviction or how you're feeling about something that the way it's delivered, it makes somebody feels like they have to walk on eggshells around you, just because they may not know how you are going to respond, or if you are going to respond a certain way or very passionately. So it's like they're having to be careful with you a little bit here. But I think, Leo, what you're doing, it's twofold. I think you're showing a light on their shadow side, because I'm hearing it's the light in you. So because you are so straightforward and you're direct, this feels like it's due to you being very comfortable with just being in your authentic self. You accept you for you. You accept how you feel. You accept the way you feel and how you process things and just who you are. So when you say things, you're not really going to hold back, because you feel like you're standing in your truth. If you believe in something or passionate about something, you're going to stand in that. And I think the people that are around you may have difficulty embracing at times or even accepting that, because of how authentically just direct you can be or just straightforward you can be. It almost highlights or heightens their insecurities about them being able to openly accept themselves or openly speak what's on their mind. It's like you trigger people. I don't know if maybe this is a situation that's going on, maybe this has always happened, or maybe this is something that's coming up, but it feels like by you just being authentically you and being direct, some people don't know how to take you. Some people, you are their type of tequila. Other people, they don't even know how to digest you, because they're not secure within themselves. They don't feel safe within themselves. They haven't really accepted who they authentically are. So when you have somebody that's direct, that can point out the salt and the sugar about situations, or you can point out the salt and sugar about these people or the persons that you're dealing with, or, you know, just even speaking your mind, they almost feel like attacked, or they feel like they have to become combative, or they feel like they have to become defensive, or they even feel like at times they have to one-up you or outsmart you, or even, what's the word, condescending, just because of, depending on how triggered that they get. Depending on how triggered that they get and how direct you are and how sensitive they may be, they may feel like either they have to be on guard and defense, or they may retaliate by pulling back. So it's like you're dealing with a person or maybe people here who are just not truly embracing or have embraced who they are. So they're not comfortable with a person like you who can be so direct, so straightforward, and get straight to the point, because they're not that way with them. They struggle sometimes with a person highlighting or showing that brightness on things that they just really haven't grown comfortable with within themselves. But if I was to flip this, and I'm sorry, I know I got the cards here. I'm just going off the energy of what I'm feeling. If I was to continue on though, I think on the flip side of this energy, Leo, And there goes that Seven of Swords. That's what I figured. I think on the flip side of this, Leo, I kind of want to highlight you because I think this goes to your soul evolution, and that is why you are so comfortable with being real and being raw and just straightforward and not biting your tongue, and you're going to say it how it is, whether they like it or not. You know, I don't think it's your intentions to be rude or offensive. You just, why hold back? Why not just be straight with it? That's just, you just are a real person. But this is a part of your soul's evolution because it feels like you have ascended, and through ascending you had to go through difficult and tough life lessons that allow you to evolve time and time again. And each difficult lesson or situation that you've been through, it's like the mindset, if I can get through that, I can get through the next thing. But also too, it hardens you, it sharpens you, and it refines you. So it's like you don't have the desire to be fake, especially when you've been through real situations. You don't have the desire to sidestep or sometimes even be politically or socially correct, because when you've seen real life and real world, sometimes some things just don't come out nice. Sometimes things just don't come out friendly, and that's not our intention to, again, offend, but sometimes somebody has to be the truth speaker, and that's what it feels like. Your soul was assigned to be a truth speaker, to highlight the truth. However, a part of that assignment was not making sure, Leo, you use proper social decorum or that you say it the right way. You know, it feels like your assigned obligation through your soul contract was shed light. You are a light bringer. You are meant to speak the truth. You are meant to speak what's on your mind, but you're also meant to highlight things about other people. And it feels like some of the people or persons that you are around or have been around, their mentality, their mindset, maybe limiting behaviors or beliefs are underdeveloped. They're underdeveloped. These may be people or a person that is still maybe indulging or still behaving in actions or things or hobbies that isn't growing them, or even mentally they're still, arrested development, that's what comes to mind, but they still may behave in mature juvenile ways or dabble or engage in things that is just not a benefit to them. And even with those situations, you can look at that and highlight and say, yeah, why aren't you evolved past this? Why haven't you? Because I'm sorry not to get my words mixed up here and just kind of be all over the place. But it almost feels like, Leo, you being able to highlight people's areas of deficiencies. You being able to highlight where people have the opportunities to grow, to evolve, whether it is just maturing, whether it is their behaviors, whether it is their personalities. It's like you have that ability to see that because you've been through those things that have matured you, and this is why you're just going to tell it how it is. But because these people or persons have not grown comfortable with their life or their life situations, or they're just not fully secure in themselves, when you do shine that light, it does sting. And I think that's just kind of, it can be a little bit of isolating road when you are somebody who's a truth bringer and you have to tell some truths to people, or you're gonna say how you feel, and some people are gonna take it a certain way or take it the wrong way. But that, I don't think that's a part of your concern. Being around these people who need to work on themselves or still maybe become a little more secure with how they handle certain truths, I think that you would have grown or either allowed your light to diminish or grow small the longer you are around these people or the more you stay in their proximity, just because it feels like by this person or these people being sensitive or becoming combative or becoming defensive towards you just because you are speaking the truths or you are being straightforward, it's going to make you almost feel like you're not comfortable to say how you feel. And that's where I go back to the beginning of this reading of the word eggshell, because I didn't know who was feeling on eggshells. I think maybe people or a person that you're dealing with may be feeling on eggshells towards you. And then in return, because they're going to make you feel like you have to diminish your light or you can't comfortably speak your truths or say how you feel, you're going to then feel like, okay, well, maybe I need to walk on eggshells. So then no wonder, oh my God, putting two and two together. Okay. But I think you are going to end up feeling that way. And that's not, you shouldn't be put in a box. That's what Spirit's wanting you to know. You're not meant to be put in a box. You were given the mouth, the mental space, these ideas and these thoughts for a reason to speak and convey honesty and just being very direct and truthful to people. It is needed. People need it. People need it in this world, even though they may not want it at that time. That's what it feels like. Even when you want to, at times, maybe not say much or not say how you're feeling, it's almost like you can't help it. Because that's your natural reset default factory setting. That's just naturally who you are. That is ingrained in your DNA. You cannot help but keep it real and be honest with folks. But I will tell you, your tribe is going to be able to respect your honesty and take that criticism or even take positive feedback that you may give, but accept, embrace that honesty and be able to move forward without getting so sensitive or butthurt or becoming defensive or now wanting to be combative towards you. They're able to say, okay, Leo just wants the best for me or is looking out for me, versus becoming reactionary. I do believe you're going to either need to find that tribe of people that either accepts that, whether it's romantic, platonic, friends, or you will be coming into that. But I think for the moment or the time being, you do got a person or some people around you that they just can't really handle your realness. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we got here. 9 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you trigger somebody's insecurities, Leo. You do. It's like you bring people back to reality. It almost feels like delusion. Like for some of you, you may snap people out of their delusion. So you may have like some delusional friends or some delusional people around you, and you give honest truths that snap them out of their delusions. Or you show where they're being delusional, because it feels like you're giving somebody a strong reality check. It's like you're bringing somebody down to size, not in a way to necessarily hurt them, but to put a mirror in their face. And it's like they're recognizing either they're not the hot shit that they thought they were, or maybe that there are some things that they got to work on. Maybe they're not as secure in themselves as they thought they were. Maybe they're not as confident in themselves as they thought they were. And that's because you highlight an important truth. So you are reality checking somebody that's making them go back kind of to the drawing board. You're helping. I don't know if you're doing this intentionally or not intentionally. It does feel like you're helping somebody. Even if you think you're not helping somebody, it does help them, because whatever reality check, just by you being honest, even if they don't embrace it or accept it in that moment, the way that would probably be ideal, they still hear the message. They still take that back with them, and then they sit with that critique or whatever it is that you say. So you are helping somebody, but that's what it feels like your objective is here, as far as your soul mission. One of your purposes is to be a truth teller, is to be a truth seeker, is to be honest with folks. And even when you don't want to, at times it's like you can't help it. You can't turn off that setting. So Leo, hopefully this has made sense. It feels like Spirit is wanting to highlight this about you, but also let you know that you are, despite how it may look, whether they accept it in a moment or not, you are really getting ready to help somebody or have helped somebody through being very honest and giving them a reality check. So I'm going to let you go. You take care, and bye.